Okay, so today I'd like to share with you some good news. And the good news is, surprise, surprise, there's no such thing as enlightenment, which might strike you as rather odd coming from a fellow who has a blog and website called Blue Collar Enlightenment. Yeah, just let that one sink in. So there's no such thing as enlightenment. Let's go into the details of this. I'll share with you my intimate experience of this profound realization at the time in 2010, where I walked from being separate into finding myself, into waking up, into finally ending this search, the end of seeking. So I was reading a article online that in one way or another was pointing this out. There's no such thing as enlightenment. There's no God or self, high or low, that's separate from you. And I'm talking about the you that's just sitting there in your chair watching this video, okay? That there's no magical being or circumstance or other circumstance outside of being right where you are that exists over there in time or in space. That where you are and where you're seated is it. There's no such thing as enlightenment. There's no, you aren't going to get there. There's no higher big self that's going to come and save your ass. There's no little self that needs to transform into a higher self. There's no self at all. There's just you sitting there watching this video of me babbling on about this weird paradox. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, if you really allow this idea to sink in, and let's pause for a moment and put on your Zen mind, beginner's mind hat, okay? Do you know what that is? That's just pretend for a minute that you're totally new to spirituality, that you're just hearing all this for the first time, and that you're open to, you've signed up for, a college course, and here you are, the professor is seated in an auditorium, and you're happy to be learning. That's Zen mind. You've taken your cup and said, yes, please fill it up. So, all right. So in this space, if you really allow what I'm talking about here to take place, you'll feel this dropping. You'll feel this quality of whoa, I've got no other place to go. So what that does is that it brings you back here into the moment, into your body, into just awareness. And for most people, there's kind of a subtle sinking feeling, or a some sort of energy shift, or some sort of anxiety or fear or bit of shadow that you have to pass through in order to arrive. So the invitation is there to do this. But did you see what I'm saying? When you cut off all of the possibilities that there is enlightenment out there over there, that there's a higher self, that there's a God, that there's something to realize, that there's some greater truth than you just sitting on your bum in front of this computer, then it's kind of like you put the shutoff valve on all of those things, and whoa, lo and behold, here you are back in your body, back here in the present moment. And what is to be realized here is that all of these concepts, all of these silly ideas and fantasies that you had about enlightenment, okay, did not ever exist. That the you, the I, all of these things that you consider yourself separate and you've got this whole hierarchy of better selves and more important selves, and none of it exists. There's nothing complex about it. It's just you sitting there at your desk. Just like I'm just sitting here in this seat. I'm not there. And okay, so I'll throw in this one small caveat. Sure, when you do this, it feels a lot better. You just feel more human. You just feel more relaxed in your own skin. So, so your previous concept of enlightenment is like, this isn't enlightenment. This is just being a human being. This is just, finally, I feel good. I feel okay. You have a confidence. You have a self-worth. You have some little bit of connection to love, to happiness. But it's not grandiose. It's it's not bigger than big. It's not exclusive to a monk or to a guru. When you just stop all of that outward movement, you just fall back on yourself. That's all there is to it. So this is what happened to me, and it doesn't happen the way that it happened to me isn't going to be the way that it's going to happen for you. But that just happened to be my time where my apple was ripe and it fell from the tree. I'm not saying that it's so simple. You have to work your way up to that. It takes some blue-collar work to arrive to that point. There's no doubt about this. I'm not fluffing up the what it takes to get here. I'm not poo-pooing that, because it does take some resources and some time and some energy and some real, as I said, some real blue-collar work. But when you do arrive, or not arrive, or however you want to describe it, this is what there is to be realized, that there ain't no such thing as enlightenment. That there's no such thing as this anything superior to yourself that's outside of you. There's no magical angel beings that are one day going to assist you crossing the threshold into the 10th stage of ultimate pinnacle, blah, blah, blah. None of that exists. And again, Zen mind, beginner's mind, just pretend for a little bit that this is the truth. And you will see what happens. You just fall back into this really experiential, open, graceful, human, very human quality of just being here, happy, at ease, at peace, in the moment, and content. And if you want to call that awakening, if you want to call that the E word, that's fine. But I think that you'll find that, as I've said in other videos on my website, that it's really just inhumanment. And I highly recommend it. So let's end there. I think that was my allotted 10 minutes for this video. Leave a comment. I'm happy to hear from you, and I try to respond to most of the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook or something, go to bluecollar-enlightenment.com, and that's where you'll find this blog post, and I do respond to the comments there. Okie doke. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.